What's the best post-nerf deck? Well, it's Evolve Shaman. Hello and welcome to another TrashcanTV video. I'm your host JJ, and today we're gonna be looking at Evolve Shaman. Who would have thought? Multiple people have piloted this exact list to top 100 legend, so it seems like it's a good one. And I played around with it a little bit, and while it does take a little bit of getting used to, it is very good. Now, what is this list? Well, first of all, it's Evolve Shaman, which is not centered around the card Revolve, though it is very good, especially against certain archetypes. But, in fact, it revolves around Bog, Spine, and Knuckles. After your attacks, transform your minis into random ones that cost 1 more. Now, then of course you profit off of this with cards like Desert Hare, and also the new Pitmaster. One of the main reasons why this has become so much better right now is Pitmaster and Derailed Coaster. And then, how do we get our Box by Knuckles? You know, it's 2 cards, you might not draw them. Well, Cage Merge Custodian is another new card that is very essential. You want to always mulligan for Cage Merge Custodian above almost anything else. By almost anything, I mean, you probably keep Box Spine either way, but otherwise, above everything else. And then you just try to establish a whiteboard and evolve it. Alright, we got our first match. It's against another Shaman. Chances are they're also playing Evolve, maybe Totem. And we do get Box by Knuckles. Normally I like throwing everything away if I don't get a Cage Merge Custodian, but Knuckles is the one exception, generally speaking. I'm still going to throw everything else away because now I want cards that go with it. Like Desert Hare as a follow-up, Derailed Coaster as well. Same goes for Pitmaster, or even what's really good as well is the Dread Corsair, which you can play on the same turn, because it's free if you have your Knuckles up, and then, of course, what goes well with the Corsair in turn is Parachute Brigand. And this is either Totem or Evolve, as I've said, this doesn't really tell me anything. I've drawn a Brigand, not that good on its own. You can easily play such a Slurper on 1, it's a real good 1-drop either way. It will get killed in this case by Turgat, I would assume, but that is fine. Cobalt allows us to take out one of his totems. In case he is totem, that is going to be very important. And I'm going to hazard a guess and say that right now his Wrath of Air totem is more worthwhile than the healing totem, so I'm going to just kill that, pass the turn. Nothing particularly exciting going down right now, unless we draw Lightning Bloom next turn, in which case we can start evolving next turn, but even then there's not much to play with it. And it's probably Evolve, if he plays Re-Evolve. Huh. Interesting. I have the option right now to play the Brigand, which I'm not a huge fan of, but it seems better than Hero Power. I could play Desert Hare and just get them killed off, which doesn't seem good at all. Or I could coin out the Revolve alongside the Desert Hare, which seems like a good tempo turn, but I'd much rather coin out the Bog Spine next turn, so I'm just gonna hit face right now and not end the turn. No, I'm gonna play the Brigand because of board presence. Board presence is very important here. You like taking trades normally, specifically trades where your minions don't die, we call them value trades. Because if you evolve your minion after that, it doesn't matter how much damage it had, just the raw mana cost is what matters. And please tell me you don't have another Revolve on hand, and if you do, then yeah, if he did not have another Revolve, which brings up the question of why in the world would he have not waited a turn to get that? Anyways, I'm gonna definitely take up one of the hairs. I'm pretty sure, yeah, I'm gonna coin out the Bog Spine. And I think I'm actually gonna hit face here and then just gonna take another one of the hairs with my weapon. It's a bit awkward because I'm leaving him a random 3-drop sitting around that will evolve into a 4-drop, even though it's just a 1-1. But on the other hand, he does have his current 1-drop that is not the strongest thing to evolve. He does get the evolve, fair enough. He takes out the SI7 agent, I guess, yeah, sure. Ooh, that's an interesting board. Not particularly great for him. Let's see, how many minutes do I have on hand? That's 3, so I can either get 3 1-1s, which are considered 1-drops, and a 5-drop, or I can get the 3 1-drops, and actually, 3 3-drops, sorry, and actually also get a 1-drop or a 2-drop. I think in this case I'm going to actually draw my second weapon just because I'm going to hit this into face, and I'm going to hit into the highest cost minion there. I should have definitely looked at what my board was, because there was a rush minion there that I might have wanted to attack with, So that's definitely something you should always do. That's kind of... I don't want to pay attention to this, but it's a whole thing when you're commentating while playing. That can happen. Just learn from my mistakes. He also played his own Custodian, and it seems like his board is actually going to be stronger than mine. Hits face, which is not generally a good move. You generally want to take out one of the minions. Yeah, that definitely could have gone worse. So, now it's time for me to start making some value trades here. So the increased health of the minions is not exactly that great, so this is definitely one that I want to take out. Let's see, Psychopomp is a 4-drop, that's a 3-drop, so I'm not going to trade that. None of these are actually really good to trade with that. I'm gonna trade into... Well, I mean, either one. Doesn't really matter all that much. And Madame Lazul is but a 3-drop. I think it's worthwhile to do it. I don't know that for a fact, but I'm just going to do it anyways. And then, wait a second. Attack face first. And then if you want to summon something with, say, your hero power, you also do that first. I'm going to kill Madame Lazul. And I seem to have gotten the board back for the most part. I'm going to just take this out really quickly. I know it's an even trade, but whatever. Gonna do that as well, a little bit of trample damage in the face, and all of a sudden, right, just because we took control of the board, we made sure to always have something on our board to evolve while taking out as much of his board as possible, especially important in the mirror, but also against other decks. Generally speaking, you want to take the value trades, because down the line that's just going to make your deck the most efficient. And Broom, you're going to see, is very important as well if you want to clean up the board a little bit. In this case, it didn't help him all that much, but if he had a board like we do, it would have given him much more, and yeah, Desert Hare is definitely a good one to take out there. Good evolve, and that looks like a win, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, you can't really be that bad at math. That was an easy win. So yeah, I didn't play this perfectly, but it definitely seemed to work anyways, and let's hop into another one. In Standard, new strategies are constantly evolving. Hunter, bit of an awkward class to face against because this definitely plays better against slower decks than against aggro decks. That is not to say you can't play against aggro decks. And Cage Match Custodian is definitely the single best card to get in the mulligan. Slash Slurper is our best 1-drop. Well, it's really our only 1-drop we actually want to play on one. And so, we got a good start here. Lightning Bloom could potentially give us a little bit of extra speed we need against the Hunter. Depending on what he plays, I mean, we're probably just going to play the Lackey. Yeah, that... Ooh, don't... No, aww. I really wanted to get Titanic Lackey to give me a better trade there than that, but hey, I'll take it. So yeah, I'm just gonna play the Lackey like this. I could have buffed the minion first, but it wouldn't have made a difference because he already got the spell burst out, which is a bit unfortunate, but I'll take it. I could, as soon as next turn, Lightning Bloom to Bogspine. I don't think I will do that. For the simple fact that means that I would only have 2 mana the turn after. First of all, let's see what the secret is. Do I... You know what? Fuck it. Bogspine. Go. I don't know when this is the right move. Generally speaking, it feels like this was not the time to do it. But I do have the Custodian to get another one. And then down the line I also have 4 Pillagers. So it's not the worst thing, and generally speaking, evolving is oftentimes a good thing. Even if it might not seem like it on its face. There is a Brigand. I'm gonna play the Custodian right now. I'm gonna hit face with the Apprentice, and I'm gonna hit one of his minions, and that was Pack Tactics. Fair enough. Doesn't make a difference. So the idea here is that because I can play the Bogspine right now immediately again, it doesn't really matter all that much. We got ourselves a Poisonous minion and a 3-attack minion, so that means he won't be able to kill anything without losing a minion of his own. As a matter of fact, he can't even kill the 3/4 that efficiently. And Secrets are always awkward to play against. You never know what you're gonna get. Okay, I think we're gonna play around freezing first. It's freezing! Yay! So the reason why we do that, of course, is because the Battlecry could potentially be beneficial to us. I think I'm just gonna straight up go box bind and hit. We are only evolving one minion, but also it was heavily damaged and we get to take out one of his minions, so we still do a lot of things we like to do. And we do still have up to 2 box binds in the future. None that we can immediately see, so it's a bit awkward, but I think it's worthwhile. I am definitely taking a lot of damage here, and that's the problem against aggressive decks oftentimes. Cage Range Custodian here not gonna give me another one. Also, the Primordial Explorer is gonna be considered a 3-drop, so that's not great. I'm gonna play the 1-drop, and another 1-drop that is considered 2 minions for the purposes of my Sea Giant. I'm gonna play this, and I'm gonna play the Giant. Then I'm going to take out a 2-2. And I think I'm gonna take out the 2-1. I'm just gonna hope that I get a taunt, because my health's getting very low. Taunt or Rush, as a matter of fact, but this does it. Oh, it's Highlander, despite the recent brand nerfs. I wonder what he got, maybe Frostnova? Which would actually be pretty good for him, because that means that there's another whole turn for which I can attack. Oh, Shadow Flame. Very interesting, yeah, I can't say that I hate it. Let's see, so I cannot currently evolve, and the Custodian doesn't do anything. So I'm gonna hit. I'm gonna definitely hit. There's really no way around that. I'm gonna play a minion, which it might as well be. Okay, I'm gonna play these two, because then I can revolve. There is a taunt, but I think I'm gonna revolve anyways. Because I had a lot of really understated minions, especially considering the damage I'd taken. So this looks better. I still get my taunt, luckily. Though he doesn't have a huge amount of charge minions anyways. Oh, well, I mean, Bran, but he costs 8, so I couldn't play him immediately. I have, what is that? Oh, that's 13 points of damage on the board. He has 13 health. And he doesn't seem to be able to pull it off. Well, that's him not dying. That's good for him. Okay, is there any dragons for 3 or less mana that instantly win the game? I don't think so. Gonna have to play this one carefully. Which means I think I'm just gonna play the Dread Corsair and the Hero Power. I'm gonna take a trade here. I'm gonna hit him in the face for 8. And hopefully 10 health. You know, he couldn't deal with 7 before, now we're at 10. Lightwell is putting in some work. Face Stalker is definitely something that could potentially get him to live longer in theory, but I don't think in practice, because the worst he could do is Freezing Trap, right? I guess Misdirection, maybe. Either way, I'm just hitting him in the face with a 1-1, and then with an 8-8. So, you know, we're facing a Warrior, and we got a Custodian on the starting hand. This is gonna be great. Don't need the Brigand if I don't have a Corsair. Or a Pillager, I suppose. Greenskin is a decent card to come after Bogspine, but maybe not the exact turn after. It depends. I guess if you attack on the first turn, it's probably fine. It really depends on if you have a board or not. Pitmaster is a good follow-up, because by the time you play Bogspine, he's going to be corrupted. And getting yourself effectively 3 minions with a total cost of 7 is pretty good. And Custodian time, I think. Wait. If I play Custodian now... Yeah, no, I think it's fine. You wouldn't want to play this Loud Storper here if the Overload will prevent you from playing the box by next turn, but since we can't play it either way, it doesn't matter. Speaking of weapons, he's also drawing a weapon, but his draw is slightly better. I'm gonna play the Slouch Storper here and Hero Power. So, Cobalt Lackey versus Totem are both 1-drops, and dealing with 2 damage to face is possible, but we're not necessarily that aggressive. I'd rather deal it to a minion. How hard do we run into Whirlwind when we play Desert Hare? The answer is very hard. I'm just going to play Pitmaster here as a way to build my board without necessarily running into that. I mean, I do still run to Coin Brawl, but honestly, if that's what he's going for, I can't even be that mad because, you know, turn 5 Bogspine, turn 6 Desert Hare, and like, worst case scenario, Brigand and Lackey, and it's still fine. Okay, that is a Kargath. See, he knows what we're doing. He's running into the 3-drop, despite it being the lowest statted minion on the board after the Wrath of Air Totem. Because he knows exactly what's going on. I'm gonna equip the Bogspine now. And I'm gonna hit everything in the face before I then hit the Bogspine into the Kargath. Very important, attack with all your minions before you attack with your weapon. Here's Dark Glare. Theoretically, can give us mana by either Cobalt lacking in our face or hitting a thing with a weapon. Though the latter doesn't really work since the weapon evolves. So he killed 2 minions there, which we'll follow up with Desert Hare. So yeah, Desert Hare. I think at this point just Cobalt and Brigand. I could use Hero Power. You know what? 2 drops versus 3 drops. I think I'll just use a Hero Power. Keep the Brigand for a potential follow-up turn. And there is nothing that we can attack face with. And there's an ETC and a Rush minion as well. It's not going to do anything, but hey, it's fun. It seems like we might have a decent shot at winning this. There is the Brawl. Now, it does not affect the Felmaw, which is going to wake up next turn, and if he doesn't play a minion, it's going to hit him in the face. And then our Bogspine deals 4, and it's also going to hit him in the face, so he needs armor at the very least. Which he oh right, there's another minion that could hit him in the face. I think he must realize that he's going to go down to 2, so if we have a weapon, which we do, we're winning! So this... Okay, yeah, he comes in there. This one didn't look like we won necessarily with our strategy because we just swing in the face with a weapon, but of course we did previously build that board that kind of led us to where we are. So this deck, like certain others, is really heavy on controlling the board. Even though it is not a control deck, you still want to control... At its core, it's a tempo deck, right? You want to take good trades, you want to control the board, you want to eventually push to where you're winning. And I think that kind of showcases this deck, you know. Any comments on if you think maybe there's different cards you like to run in this list instead of those? Again, this list has proven itself to be very good, but that doesn't mean it's perfect. Like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more deck guides and similar educational Hearthstone videos. Join the Discord server if you need any help, or just if you want to hang out with the community. And until next time, that's it.